Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with, well, Christian Sinding's 4 symphonies, all in 2 happy-go-lucky compact discs on the Capriccio label. We have, let's see, who's doing this? The Norrköping Symphony Orchestra under Karl-Heinz Steffens, and they're both very good. They really are. I mean, these were recorded for CPO. Those are out there somewhere. They're not bad either. And there are a few other versions sort of kicking around. But, this will do you if you're looking for the Sinding symphonies in one handy, convenient package. They last, well, about 35 to 40 minutes each. And they are conservative Germanic style type symphonies. Sinding's years were 1881 to 1949, but his style is relentlessly conservative. It's sort of Wagner around the time of Tannhäuser, that era. And he didn't evolve very much at all over the course of his career. He did, to the extent that, for example, the 4th Symphony, which is a programmatic thing, it's subtitled Frost and Spring, and Rhapsody for Orchestra. He wasn't sure what the hell it was. And it uses like percussion, so that's nice. But the harmonic style is basically the same, conservative. And I've listened to these for many years now, and I've tried to love them more than I do. I don't think they're bad. They're pleasant. They're enjoyable. Some of the slow movements have some lovely tunes. The trio, the scherzo, the 1st Symphony is very, very nice. The 2nd Symphony doesn't have a scherzo at all, which is probably a good thing because he really wasn't a scherzo kind of guy, actually. Let me tell you what the problem is. Let's start with the problems. Then we can do the happy bits, because there's a lot of happy bits here. There really are. The problem with Sinding is that he was a violinist, basically. Do you know how solo violin writing goes? Like if you're writing a violin concerto, the violin has the tune. And when it doesn't have the tune, it has to do sort of virtuoso passage work. So it just does a lot of hacking and sawing, chugga, 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 while the tunes are sung out by the rest of the orchestra. And then the violin will have the tune again. Well, that's exactly how he writes for orchestra. And it sounds, well, it gets monotonous very quickly. He doesn't really write quick music in the sense that, your perception of speed in music is determined not by how many notes there are or how quickly they're played, but rather by the rate of harmonic change and the suppleness of bass lines and things like that. That gives you this feeling of rhythmic energy and momentum. And the fast stuff on top adds to it. But it's the icing on the cake. It's not the cake itself. Well, the cake is kind of missing. And once you accept that, there's a lot of enjoyment to be gotten from these pieces. They're all in major keys except for number 1. Yeah, it's in D minor. It dates from 1894. The others were all written 1907, 1919, 1936. You'd never know it. It might as well have been like 1860, 1870 for all that it really matters. And Sinding wrote beautiful works in most forms. He's known today exclusively because of his little piano piece, Rustle of Spring, Frühlingsrauschen, which also exists in orchestral transcription. I mean, I learned to play that, or at least most of it, when I was studying piano. Debussy's Children's Corner and the Sinding were like things I wanted to do because it's so pretty. It's yeah, da 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 da. Then you have all sorts of things happen. Very, very pretty. A charming, charming work. I think he probably was best as a miniaturist, but he wrote in all the major forms. He wrote 3 violin concertos. He wrote chamber works, and some of them are lovely. So I don't want to write him off entirely. I do want to point out, and it is significant actually for his reputation, that the dates here, 1881 to 1949, are totally wrong. Completely, utterly, totally wrong. His actual dates were 1856 to 1941. And that explains why his style was a little bit more conservative. 1856 and 1881 are quite different. But beyond that, in 1941, he suffered from senile dementia from the late 1930s on. And just a few weeks before his death in 1941, he joined the Nazi Party, the Norwegian Nazi Party. He was living in Norway. And although most of his career was spent in Germany. I mean, he was really a German composer. And so he joined the Norwegian Nazi Party, which was extremely stupid But he was suffering from senile dementia, and while you could argue that anyone who joined the Nazi Party must have been suffering from senile dementia, he seemed to really have been. And then he died. And so as a result of this rather foolish maneuver, which he may not have even been aware of, and even if he was old and he was dying, and and come on, it looks like that counted against him for his post-war reputation. But there are also issues with the music. It's a combination of things. He wasn't a great composer. He really wasn't a great composer. So let's leave it at that and just say that these are 4 enjoyable symphonies if you like to hear lots of violinistic passage work over melodies in sort of long chorale-like notes while the violins are all going. There's a monotony to it. And so you listen to the symphonies one at a time. Just don't do too much at once, and you'll enjoy them. I mean, they're colorful and romantic and pleasant, and some of them have nice tunes, and they're all very listenable. And the performances, as I said, are very good. The sonics are excellent. So it's nice to have this. It really is. I'm not going to return to it terribly often, but others may get more out of it than I do. Because, some people have different tastes than me. Hard as that is to believe. I don't understand it. But I accept that it's true. So keep on listening, friends. Thank you so much for joining me, and take care.